Bless up my people. Welcome back to the channel. It's a girl and Isabel Rose. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thanks to the returning subscribers. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notification bell on. Put it on all so you won't miss an upload from me. On the road to 20k, help me to get there, my people. So in this one, my people, FITZ, HENLY, a senator from the Jamaica Labour Party, takes jab at the People's National Party over what he deems as misinformation. As well as my people, we're seeing Paula Llewellyn dancing her way into retirement, and the PSOJ calls for the government to do more about this. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, or run over to my other platform, subscribe over there, get that channel to 1k for me, please and thanks. So my people, we're seeing a senator from the Jamaica Labour Party, FITZ, HENLY, basically taking jabs at three People's National Party over misinformation, as he deemed it. And he's calling out three of the big wigs, Ian Hills, as well as Peter Bunting and Mark Golding. And my people, I want to listen to what he has to say, and he's basically saying that he's pushing back at them with the truth.
I heard an erstwhile member of parliament, former MP for West Hanover. He recorded a video where he indicated that he went to a gentleman's house or business place. He sought to spread what turned out to be fake news, that the government of Jamaica was distributing black tanks in a disproportionate manner. The gentleman actually went to a business place, bought his tanks, he had his receipts to the tune of $500,000. And what the former MP was pushing on social media, the narratives, was false, not true, specious.
And so we're seeing him come out just as how Chang did come out and basically saying that the man, life in danger, he might get threats. And he bought his tank for over $500,000. And we realize now, my people, that when one says this from their party, then all agrees and says the same thing. So they're basically on the same page. When we're seeing for ourselves people coming out saying that they are only giving out the tanks to supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party. Whole heap of comments me seen in my comment section when I dropped that video. And the fact that the man can't even, put out a sensible receipt to say where he bought those tanks. And is not them little bit of money there for them tank there? Them tanks, they should have cost him more than the $500,000. But my people, I want to drop some comments and tell me what they think. As well as we see him coming out on Mark Golding and Peter Bunting about this no new tax for 7 years. And gloating somewhat of this, building of the economy that their party have been doing.
We have the opposition leader, and some people describe him as the co-leader, the leader of opposition business in the Senate, being the primary promulgators of this misinformation suggesting that new taxes have been imposed on the Jamaican people. It is false, it is not true. And I say to them, gone are the days where misinformation will be uncontested. But the fact that they are prepared to advance this level of misinformation on a matter that I know they understand well is indicative of a political party that is desperate for political power, so much so that they are prepared to achieve it on the altar of perpetuating falsehoods and seek to pull the wool over the eyes of the Jamaican people. I am of the view that the Jamaican people are over that sort of politics. We'll meet that misinformation halfway, not by tit for tat and spreading misinformation as well, but by calling it out and telling the Jamaican people that which is true and talking about the good work of the government of Jamaica, our track record, what we have done for the people, and what we intend to do for the people. And I'll be depending on the support of Generation 2000 and its executive and its central executive and wider membership in increasing the intensity with which we push back against false narratives entered into the public domain by the opposition People's National Party.
This JLP administration is now extracting $168,000 more from the pockets of every Jamaican. than when they first came to office. And when they come here with the Samfi statement about no new taxes, you know what the real story is, Madam Speaker.
So I'm going to now do some calculations because mathematics was not reserved for Minister Clark. So I'm going to do some calculation myself. Yeah, the algorithms were not reserved for Minister Clark. I'm going to use facts. So February 2022, let us say you spent $40,000 worth of taxable groceries before, untaxable groceries in 2022. Now, I make sure I put taxable groceries because I had to prepare for Senator Samuda, because he would say there is some food item we don't have taxes. So I'm saying this 40,000 is on food items that have taxes. Good? Good. The tax rate, Senator Bunting, is 15%. And the tax paid per month on this $40,000 therefore is $6,000. Total tax paid for the year would be $72,000. Now let us look at what that same reality is February 2023. Food inflation. Now we can't use total inflation because I made it clear that this was on food. Right. And remember about 3 years ago I warned that there were some within certain income brackets that the entire basket didn't apply to because they only almost eat food. So sometime when the general inflation is at 9 or 6 or 5, the food inflation is they can't feed themselves. So the food inflation was actually based on starting at this point now in February 11, I use February because the budget come in March, 11.3%. So what happens now, the cost of the grocery before taxes is now 44,520. The tax rate remains the same, 15%. And so now this person pays 6,678. The total tax paid on food for the year is now 80,136, an increase in taxes paid of 11.3%. So while there is no new taxes, there is additional taxes, and the person at the micro is paying more taxes, therefore is feeling a greater pressure, especially if this person has not received a salary increase. Or the teacher. Right. Right. But the person also at the micro is a child. And the child don't earn income. But still their consumption is taxed. So therefore, when you say that the general increase can be based on multiple things, that is true. One of the things is that each individual, based on inflationary pressures, is being asked to pay more taxes at the micro. And that is the point that the leader of opposition was making. It's important that we understand that, because in any other entity or industry or business, if you pay more, you should expect and demand more. So therefore, the people therefore must be told and made to understand that they are paying more and therefore should demand more and should expect more. So if I go to a restaurant, last week is 3,000 and this week is 5,000, I want something else. Is it a better service or better food or better environment? There must be something within the space that there must be something in the space that I am getting more for what I am paying. And that's why I'm happy that you established from the start that what this is the people's cost for the government's services. And the people's cost has increased. Now there has been more activity, and that's one portion of the increase. There has not been no rate increase, so therefore that's why I can say no new taxes. But there has been more taxes. So you should say, it is true, it is true. So you bowl the ball that you bowl, no new taxes. But you can never say no more taxes, because more taxes have come onto the people. So, yeah. And the people are paying more. And the basis of that differentiation is that the payer should demand more for what he is paying. And they should demand more too, because the business is a micro entity, just like the person. So the business, like some business where don't have access to sewage and have to be paying people to draw the sewage as a factory, should be demanding sewage if they're paying more.
Are you going to pay more in taxes this year? The government says
no new taxes.
But the opposition says
that is an increase in tax collections of over 34%.
So who's right? I'm Kalila Reynolds, financial journalist and educator based in Jamaica. Let's break it down. Well, they're both right, but they're talking about two completely different things. When the finance minister says that there are no new taxes in this year's budget, he means that the government isn't introducing any new tax or raising rates on existing taxes. Now, this used to be something that we would dread every single year around this time, watching the budget speeches to see what new taxes they're going to hit us with now. Will we have to pay more GCT? Will they take more of our pay in income tax? Or are they coming with something entirely new to tax us for? Well, for the past 6 years, that hasn't happened. There have been no new taxes. And Minister Clark made a point to contrast that with the previous PNP government rolling out a full ream of paper to show how many new taxes we had under the PNP. So, of course, when it was the opposition's turn to respond, their leader, Mark Golding, had to hit back. He claimed that the government might be misleading Jamaicans with the no new taxes thing. The opposition said that based on the government's own projections, they will collect just over $800 billion in taxes for the 2023-24 financial year, and that would be 34% more than last year. Now, the argument here is that while the government is saying one thing, essentially the people are feeling another. What the opposition leader said is also true. The amount of money collected from taxes has increased, but it's not because of any hidden tax or because the rate of taxation has gone up. It's because the country is making more money. And it's also important to keep in mind that Jamaica's unemployment rate is at a historic low, which means that more people are working and paying taxes, and the country is earning more money, so tax collections are higher. Think of it this way. Let's say you earn $1,000 and you're paying 10% tax. That's $100 that you're paying in taxation. Now, let's say that you start earning $5,000 and you're still paying 10% tax. Now, the amount of tax that you pay is $500. So the tax rate didn't change, just the amount that the government is collecting. Also remember that one of the JLP's major policies was moving from direct taxes such as income tax to indirect taxes such as GCT, which you pay on most groceries, utilities, etc. It's much easier to collect GCT than income tax because everybody has to pay GCT, whereas if you're self-employed, you can just not file income tax and evade paying. Not saying that's right, by the way.
And so in this segment, we're seeing Paula Llewellyn shaking her legs, my people. You know, dancing to some music. I guess she dancing her way into retirement, or she make you know so she's still fit and able to come back into the office of Director of Public Prosecution. Check this out, my people. And as far as me see it, my people, she need to just stay at home and enjoy herself and stay in a retirement, and them need to just find a permanent director of public prosecutions. In this segment, we're seeing the PSOJ finally coming out now, speaking on the, increased levels of violence in schools, and they are calling on the government to implement necessary legislative amendments to enhance the ability of schools and law enforcement to crack down on the gang recruitment and other antisocial activities in school. It says only by attacking this issue through both a strong legal deterrent framework and proactive social interventions can there be hope to dismantle the herd mentality that perpetuates violence and lawlessness among the nation's children. The PSOJ is also urgently advocating for a comprehensive multi-stakeholder approach to address what it's called deeply troubling issue of youth violence. According to the PSOJ, while statistical data do not indicate an increase in overall school violence, the high visibility of these events signals a critical erosion of core values like respect for life, decency, and mutual understanding among the nation's youth. They say these acts represent a breakdown in essential value systems and a clear call to action for all parties involved in shaping the minds of future generations. Whether occurring within schools or communities often reflects deeper societal changes rooted in homes and communities. The leaders say this disturbing trend demands immediate and robust intervention. PSOJ says it's especially troubled by the normalization of violence as it represents a slippery slope that cannot be tolerated in Jamaica's hopes to cultivate a society of peace and prosperity. And like the opposition says that they are willing and ready to sit with the government to speak on, issues to curtail this violence in school. And we're seeing Senator Crawford outlined 17, recommendations that he had been given to the present government. And some want to hear from one of my people because, as I said in previous videos, urgent action need to be taken as it pertains to the school violence. And let me know what you think about what Abka FITZ said. Drop on the honest thoughts and opinions in the comment section and let us reason. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Run over to my other platform, Instagram and Facebook, and follow me over there at Anisabel Rose. Check out the YouTube store, make a purchase, it goes in support of the channel. Check out the YouTube membership, you get a lot of benefits by becoming a member. We do notification shout out in each and every video. To be a part of that, all you have to do is be the first to like, comment, subscribe, and you'll be featured in the following video to come. This notification shout out goes to Major Daps. Big up yourself, Major Daps. Thanks for the continued support from each and every subscriber. New viewers, come on board, journey with me, join the family. Subscribe to the channel, like up the videos, share out the videos. Support the ABR movement by playing your part. On the road to 20k, help me to get there, my people. Get this video to at least 2,000 likes. Share it out, my people, so others can see it. Stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.